This one is called, in this session, My Wonderful Pupils and Neo Circles. This is called Self-Destruction. In the self-destruction, when you hear that word, when you hear that expression, when you hear somebody say self-destruction, there has many branches to this. It goes in multiple directions, however you will. Some people may think it's about what you eat, how you drive, wreckful lifestyle, hurting yourself. But there are other ways that you can hurt yourself. There's other ways that we are actually doing it as a society, that we are all hurting ourselves. The first thing you got to have in your mind is, and you should think like this, but it's your choice, depending on who you are as a person. Whatever that you do as a group or what we do as an individual is going to affect the next person, or is going to affect the generation that comes after us. How we live our life is going to be the icon of what others is going to come behind. You know, what are you gonna leave at the doorsteps of your tombstone for those to pick up and to learn from? They're going to learn from it regardless. Whether you mean to leave anything for people to learn or just to be entertained by, they're going to learn from it. There are so many great people who did not know that they made a great impact on the world, and nobody knew much about them until they disappeared. There are so many people who was great spokesmen. They were great entertainers. They said things that made sense and they changed the world. Like Marcus Garvey, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Patrice O'Neal. The list goes on. But at the moment, we don't appreciate them. At the moment, you know, it's just a humglum time. You know, we don't throw our flowers out there while we have the opportunity. We just live a lackadaisical lifestyle. We wait till something's gone to appreciate it. You know, that expression, you never know what you miss until it's gone. And so many people talk about, oh, we miss Patrice O'Neal. Yeah, I know you do. If he was here now, well, he probably really pretty much still have you laughing while he's telling the truth. And he have more to talk about in this generation. A whole lot more. As a matter of fact, he probably wouldn't believe what's going on in the country. To him, it'd just be, wow. Especially Marcus Garvey. But the horrendous part about this lesson, I had to save it for last, is when we are willing to be closed-minded until we are of old age, and by then we still don't change. I'm going to give you a story here, as this is your series of stories from 1 to 9. I think it is 1 to 9. This is the 9th story here. Before I get to it, there was a gentleman. I'm going to answer one of my great followers. And he asked me a question about the BMW Supra, the Supra BMW. He wants to know what my opinion is about this car, since I'm a car enthusiast and been there, done that, like them, test them out, enjoy them. He wants to know what I think about it. You know, is it any good compared to the old Supra? Okay. I don't care about what you think. I don't care how you feel about the car. But I tell you what, there's ever only been one Supra, and that is a Toyota Supra. That's it. That Supra is a BMW. That's a BMW, not a Supra. Okay. You have to be born yesterday and compare this car now to the Supra that was in the 90s, And of course, you're going to say, oh, it drives a little better. Oh, it has a different differential system. It has a different stability. It has a little bit more potential over here. I got to be nice. Yeah, if you was born yesterday, you'd say that because you're dealing with new technology. Cars have gotten just a little bit better in their engineering and how they are creating the cars to be more fit for the road. So, of course, it's going to seem to be a little better. Of course, you're going to think, oh, this is a good addition to what the Supra used to be. Well, smarty pants, you're not in 1990 anymore. This is the 2020s. Of course, duh. I mean, are we kindergarten all over again? I mean, it's just like whoever lived during that time, or even in the 1930s and 1940s, we're not those people. We never had to deal with their technology. We never had to sit at their tables, and we never had to suffer as they did. So at that time was a different sort of expectation of performance. So when you compare that to how we have advanced today, then yeah, sometimes it's a winning situation because we have more technical advantages. So therefore, as a man of raw, uncut truth and get to the root of the issue, okay, you couldn't give me one of those. Listen, if I had the money, I wouldn't even buy it. But if there was a Supra, I can guarantee you I'd buy the Toyota Supra, not the BMW Supra, because I stand by the Shangri-La. I stand by the genuine article. That was a genuine article in its time. And it's still a legendary, genuine. It's a legend that will never die. It's a legend that goes on probably for a very long time. Okay. So when you try to rehash it and revamp it, the only way to bring back a legend is to bring back the legend. Did you hear what I said? It's almost like Mike Tyson. Check this out. Mike Tyson, the way he used to be, is the Mike Tyson you see now as well. He may be a little older, but I bet you he'll still knock you out. Okay? Give him one chance. Hey, hit me right here. Yeah, you end up waking like an hour later. What happened? Okay? And still just as vicious. So when you bring back a legend, bring back a legend. Would it make sense to have someone else who isn't Mike Tyson say, oh, this is the new Mike Tyson? It won't be the same because they're not Mike Tyson. They don't have his history. They don't have his track record. Nor do they have the ability as Mike Tyson. No matter how young they might be younger, that don't mean anything. Mike Tyson is still a legend. So if you're going to bring back a legend, bring back the legend. If you can't bring back the legend, leave it alone. If you're not going to bring back the original article, keep your hands off of it. So yeah, you still have people, well, we're going to buy concept parts for it. Yeah, we're gonna make sure we modify the engine. We're gonna be able to, you're gonna be able to do some aftermarket parts like you do the Supra. No, it's not gonna be the same. Yeah, it's not going to be the same. No, go sell that somewhere else. I can care less what you're able to do. Take the engine out and put a new type of, different type of 2JZ. Forget it. You still can't sell it to Morpheus. I'll be satisfied with another car. With that same price point, I will buy something else. Guaranteed. Not your mock-up of a so-called mistake of a legend that's not really a legend. I don't need a pretend car. If I want a pretend car, I'll go to the circus. You understand? Get on the bumper cars. I want a pretend car. If I want the original thing, if I want a Toyota Supra, I want a Toyota Supra, not a BMW Supra. And then you hear this. Well, that's the only way for them to be able to, that's the only way for them to have been able to produce the Supra. Well, I don't care. Then don't produce it at all. If you can't produce it, if it's not going to be the original, don't make it. Don't even play. See, I know a lot of you probably flipped upside. You're like, whoa, Morpheus. No. Check this out, because I have standards. I'm a man of justifiable means. I have principles. Whether if it's not the original Shangri-La, don't waste my time. Either you do it or don't do it at all. That has always been my life policy. That's it. It's either the lights are on or the lights are off. Don't tell me, oh, well, this is Michael Jordan. And this is a little small, skinny dude, 5'4", right? You know, with blonde hair. I'm Michael Jordan. I mean, come and get out. Let's go sit down somewhere. Go sit down. Trying to fool me. Well, this is the only way for you to get Michael Jordan back to the end. Come on. Nah. He's only one. There's only one Michael Jordan. Too bad. You know, we just got to take a L with it and say we lost. So if you can't bring back the legend, it's not a legend. It's a mock-up. And actually, it's actually a mockery of the true legend. It's a mockery of what the Supra used to be. And as a matter of fact, a Toyota? Come on, get out of here. Go sit down somewhere. Take that stuff to another garage. Take it to a younger kid. Take it to somebody who just graduated from college yesterday. You know, go give it to a 19-year-old who think they're doing something. You know, go give it to them. Not somebody who's been there and done that. I won't buy it. That's why I told you before, they won't like me. They won't like me at all. The manufacturers, they will hate Morpheus. Because I'll be the first person standing out. But you trying to give me this? But who you think I am? I mean, I'm not you. Don't give me garbage. If you can't produce it the way I asked for it, I'm not going to buy it. I don't want the junk. So no, my opinion, I gave it to you. That's my opinion about it. However you feel or you think about it, that's your decision. I don't want a BMW Supra. If I want a Toyota Supra, I want a Toyota Supra from Toyota. You know, from the place, from how they made this Toyota, okay, Supra, that's the way it should be made today. If you notice, like the Thunderbird, the what do you call that? It was the Thunderbird. It was the first. I think it was I don't want to get the manufacturer wrong, but the new Thunderbird. It wasn't the newer one, but it was. I think it was a 2000 or 2001. I don't want to get it wrong. But when they tried to bring the Thunderbird back, I could be Firebird or Thunderbird. When they tried to bring that automobile back, they didn't make it right. You know, it was actually it was a shame. You know, it was really it was blasphemous towards the original Firebird. You know, every time they try to bring something back, you know, it's just, yeah, Ford has a good idea. You know, Ford's been doing great. You know, they've been doing a pretty decent job bringing back old flames like the Shelby and the GT, stuff like that. They've been doing a good job. They've been trying. OK, Acura, they did OK when they brought back the NSX, but well, tried too much, you know, looked too much like a Lamborghini. You know, it just really not all that great. You know, not originally like the NSX car. You know, if you're going to bring it back, do it right. You know, make it exactly the way it was, but beef it up, make it better. You know, make the wheels a little wider. You know, you don't have to change. If you change something too much, it's not going to be what it used to be. It can't be. You know, it's not going to be what you remember it to be. You know, you want to sit in this thing and say, wait a minute, this is the car I remember from the 1990s. Like, wow, look at it. I mean, is it hard? Listen, is it that hard to bring the shape back? I mean, if you change the engine, I can understand. You know, I mean, I can understand sometimes the emissions, government putting restrictions and pressure. Yeah, that's fine. They put pressure on you. But for Christ's sake, is it that hard to sit down and design something the way it originally was? Sometimes you can over design something and truly mess it up. I got a different language for that I can't say on YouTube. You know, sometimes you can put your so-called I'm fresh out of school yesterday on a design concept piece of paper and say, you know what, I think if we change it this way, it's going to look better. And nor was I ever there to say I agree with it. Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, no, I'm looking for the Supra. No, I'm looking for the way it used to look. Change it a little bit, but I need to have that own flame back. I need to feel and see what it used to be with the new type of tech. Could you imagine? Check this out. Could you imagine making a real, with capital letters, Toyota Supra, right? And really putting the modern day technology in it with the new suspension, right? Twin turbo. You don't even have to have a 2JZ engine, just to have a, souped up Toyota engine in it, right? Modify. I mean, you don't even have to sit up here and do aftermarket parts on. I mean, you got Mustangs with 800, 700 horses, right? You got Lamborghinis with 607 horses. So that means Toyota really have to come in with muscle. It got to be the Incredible Hulk because it's the legend, right? So if a legend come onto the scene, it's going to look at everything else as a challenge. Do you understand? The Toyota Supra was a challenger. It took down beasts. The Toyota Supra beat Masters. It beat other cars out there that had more horses than it. It was capable. You understand? So therefore, if you're going to build it, it's going to have to come onto the scene a monster. It's going to be this thing that's going to be tearing up the road like, hey, I am back. Just like Mike Tyson. I'm back. I was able to knock you out a couple of years ago. I can knock you out today. You understand? How are you going to bring this piece of, I'm trying to be nice here. How are you going to bring this little bitty go-kart back onto the scene, going against McLarens and Lamborghinis and Mustangs that we have today? Can't even probably beat the Camaros. Get out of here. A Hemi engine. Oh, this is the only way we can bring it back. You know what? No. You get an F. You get no stars. And Morpheus's score is a 0. I was going to say Doug's score. No, Morpheus's score is a 0. Design, 0. Appreciation, 0. Okay. Fascination, absolutely 0. Would he buy it? 0. Market value, 0. I told you they would hate me. I'd be like, it wouldn't make it. It'd be sitting in a car lot for decades. Might as well go ahead and crush your plastic in the metal. I don't want it. See, when I speak, and I'm going to tell you something, when I'm talking to you about something, I talk like this on purpose as well, because I like to be an example for young men. I'm being an example for men as well, who lost their man card, who don't understand what having standards and a foundation to themselves is. So therefore, when you live a life where you're uncertain and you're unsure about being confident in yourself and knowing what you like, you're going to always be compromised and you're going to be a usable pack mule. So when I am speaking, I conform my words on purpose to give you the power that I have. Should you be able to gravitate to it, or should you be looking for empowerment? So therefore, you can understand that it's not about how people think and what they feel. It's about what your standards are. If you stand on something, you won't fall for anything. So if you want something to be right, it's going to be right. Nobody's forced you to buy anything. You don't have to accept it. And you can say, I don't want your garbage. You got it? So there you go, my emailer. I don't even look at it. Don't even bring it my way. I'm not interested at all. If I want a BMW, I'll buy a BMW. I care less. This person made it. No. The Toyota Supra wasn't like that. No, you can't fool me. It wasn't like that. It has nothing to do with this car that's here today. Whatever stories you come up, well, this part was made over here, and it is a Toyota. They probably changed the back. Changed nothing. We never had that much confusion when the original Toyota Supra was on the road. It was exactly what it was. It was a modifiable beast. It was a man's car. It was the car of all time. Get out of here. This car is not the car of all time. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 1. And now you got to add all type of extra parts on it and paint it. And I want to make this to be like the original Supra. Wasting your time. It's like trying to modify a woman. Either she's going to be right or not. Now you got to do all kind of cosmetics. Plastic surgery, come on, really? You got to come out of the garage ready to fight. Come out of there with some racing slicks and say, I'm ready to do this. Where's my first Lamborghini? Where's the Ferrari at? I'm going to eat him alive right now. I'm a Toyota Supra. Let's do it. Come out of the garage like the Fast and the Furious, right? Come out of there with the orange stripes on. You're like, you know what? This is it. And everybody look and say, oh, God, that's the car. That's the car. This is how you know. This is what separates boys from the men. This is exactly what separates boys from the men. When you get guys, this is a Lamborghini, and you pull out this Prius, right? And you got this little Prius out there, and all you got to do is put a Lamborghini badge. Oh, this is a Lamborghini, and they're driving top speed, 85 miles per hour. They 4-cylinder engine, right? And they're like, oh, this car is awesome because it says Lamborghini. And are you looking at them like, is something wrong with you? Like, you don't know anything. Nothing. That's not the way that's not a Lamborghini. That's not a Toyota Supra. No, absolutely not. Stop touching stuff. Sometimes we got to stop touching stuff. Put your hands off of it. Sometimes things are good just the way that it is. You don't have to change it. Every time we put our hands on something, we always mess it up. That's why if there was a such thing as an alien, I'm putting it out there. If there was an alien, guess what? They wouldn't want to be here because they realize the human beings will mess something up. They would not even put a spaceship right there for you to touch it. You know, full well, as soon as you get around, start Snapchatting and taking pictures. Now it's done. It's done. They wouldn't even want to reveal themselves because every time the human being touch something, they jack it up. They destroy a good thing. It's already good. Stop messing with it. God. Get off this rant. Let me see if there's another email here that I'm going to answer before I get to the service of servicing you. Okay, there isn't. So we can get right into the services here. This person gave me this question, and it's going to be in our lesson today in this Academy of Wild Men. And I'm not going to say no names, as I normally do not. But you're going to learn something from this. And it has a lot to do with self-destruction. First of all, I told you about how I feel about machines. And let's not get it wrong. I'm not saying that we don't need the things that we have and our technology. And, we use machines to create a house. And there are some things you need in your home that will take a lot longer if you use your bare hands. I comprehend that. But sometimes we go above and beyond, in which what I talked about before. We go above and beyond. And we do the most with what we create, where we overly use the items that we have and we forget to use our organic, natural abilities. We forget that we are naturally gifted. For some of you, I have to say blessed with the ability to calculate algorithm, to use cursive handwriting, paper and pencil, to walk across the street, not stand on a scooter, to talk to the person across the dinner table and not text someone else while you're sitting at the dinner table, right? When you dating, to learn how to get along with the person, speak to them, hang out with them, instead of always trying to Facebook, FaceTime, social media. This is my only way to adjust ourselves with each other. Some of you don't understand that here's the thing. Years ago, when you go into an apartment complex or a cul-de-sac, there are people outside, children running, playing across the street. The wife might be out there doing something with the garden or laundry, something. Or they're talking across the street with some other lady, right? The kids were always active. Or what was a very beautiful thing is everybody's kid was in everybody's house. So everybody was just enjoying each other, learning of different things, sampling different foods. It was like that, believe it or not. And therefore, the next door neighbor's child was your child. You was responsible for that time, and your child was at the next door neighbor's house somewhere down the street. You knew where they was at all time. They get out of place, they'll call you. You was able to leave some things unlocked. If you leave your key in your car or on the car somewhere, the next neighbor grab it, hold it for you till you get home, and you dropped this. Oh, thank you. You leave a package somewhere, you might send your package to that other person's house, right? Next door neighbor or the neighbor across the street again. And they'll grab the package and wait for you to get home. Oh, your package came to my door. Here it is. The mailman got it wrong. Or I just told them just leave it here. I'll give it to you. No, it was like that. No, it was. And so everybody dealt with socializing based on what they had handy, because there's no online, no social media, stuff like that. And there was a lot of gossiping though, and the women dealt with people who was around them when it comes to dating. If she was the village bicycles, because she went around the whole neighborhood in the disguise of dark. Okay. But there was still a sort of unity in the society everywhere you went, right? It was a positive pill that brought people together. Hence, there was an audio I just made. It was one of the Wildman lessons I was talking about Bill Gates and that expression that he said about technology as a tool and the teachers are important to bring people together and motivate them, that sort of thing. Well, they didn't need to be taught to do that. People did it naturally. Technology is what separated people. It's what created a dissension between humanity, not the races, just plain humanity. And so now when you fast forward to the 2020s with Apple phone, Apple Watch, tablets, games that kids can play, Xbox 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and probably 6 in the next few years, ridiculous. You go outside, you may see some kids playing, but not as much as they used to. You'll see the older ones in the house, but you may see maybe the little ones who may be 4 years old, 6, maybe even 7 outside playing with a ball or throwing a frisbee. You may see an adult or two, but you will see the adults in the house. They may have the window open to monitor their children, but they're going to be in the house. And you don't see as much activity as you used to. Maybe someone might be washing their car every now and then, but you'll be thinking, where are they all at? Where is the children? Where is the teenagers? Where is everybody? Where's the grown adults at? If they're not out there barbecuing, if they're not out there washing their motorcycle. Well, you guessed it. They're inside the house and their face is in a dumb phone or a dumb TV. They're distracted because they're online, dating and talking to people online. They're distracted because they're listening and looking at stuff that really don't make sense and is not really functional for them. Now you begin to understand, too, why I made my audio. It is audio version. You don't need to see my face, hear my voice. Therefore, you can stay active while you ride your bike, while you outside doing your gardening, while you washing your car. You can practically do everything while I'm standing next to you, talking to you. Practically everything. Besides, well, I guess you have your hands free. Right? So therefore, you can be focusing on your life. You can get something done around the house. You can be physically active, vacuuming the floor, working on your roof, working on your car, changing the baby's diaper while you're listening to me in one of your earpieces, or maybe over the airways, or what do you call that? On the speaker. But on the general basis, it's not like that. We have everything there to just entertain you. And I just want some likes. Right. Clickbait. Look at this. I'm going to show you what it's like to throw a rock down a 1,500 drop deep hole. And then you get like 1 million likes. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. No, I'm not roasting nobody. I'm just listen. Morpheus don't play. I'm going to tell you exactly like it is. I'm straight faced with you. My emoji is the one without a mouthpiece. It just have 2 dotted eyes. That's my emoji. Where that's me right there. The emoji. Just two dotted eyes and a yellow face. I just keep it cut and raw, just like that. You got YouTube television shows just showing you some dumb stuff. The log is cut this way, for like 5 minutes and 20 minutes, and you get like 1 million likes, 2.5 million likes. I'm going to show you what happens when the squirrel runs up a tree and tries to chase its tail. And then you got 1 million likes. I'm like, wow, really? I'm going to show you how to throw a frisbee into a trash can and in slow motion. And then y'all do it. Okay. And you got like 12 million likes just for someone throwing a frisbee in a trash can. Unbelievable. Really. Unbelievable. Check your YouTube now. Go on social media, start flicking on some stuff and watch what people do just to get you to watch their junk. And you will find yourself entertained for a little while. You'll be like, oh, this is interesting. I don't know why I'm staring at this, but it's so fascinating because there's a thing called psychology in the human mind. that you're always going to be fascinated about what goes into your eyes, but it's not going to go into your head. So most times it becomes captivating because it's stupid enough to be captivating. That also shows what type of integrity you have for yourself, because you know what? I get sick after seeing something for 3 minutes. After looking at something for 3 minutes, I'm always asking myself, I could be doing something else right now. What is this doing to help me? What is this doing to provide me with a broader future? Watching this person take a brick or take a rock and throw it down a 1,500 foot deep hole for what? And then some people say, well, that's satisfying to see this. This is a very satisfying video. Are you that lifeless where you need something like that to entertain you? I don't know what you think or how you feel, but every moment to me is important. Every moment of the day, I'm thinking about making myself better. Every moment I'm thinking about how to improve either my gym skills, my martial arts, my car, my finances, my mind, right? My relationship with the universe. I'm thinking about what to do in that moment that's going to be more effective instead of watching this bozo the clown trying to show me how to paint a wall. And I already know how to paint a wall, but because they're doing it with animatronics and it looks nice and it's fascinating. Don't you understand that's for kids? But yeah, we're grown adults and we sit there and give it 1 million likes. Oh, I like it. Thumbs up. I'm like, dude, really? Listen, I will get more pleasure going into the bathroom, picking up a square piece of toilet paper and blowing my nose and to sit here and watch something for 5 minutes about how squirrels are running across the street to say hello to the dog. Are we that out of our minds? Are we that loss of focus? Are we that much of a sleep state in a Western civilization? Is that what the internet is for? I thought it was for information and knowledge. I thought it's for research. I thought it's to help you communicate with someone should you not be able to communicate with them. Do you get that? Should you not have the ability to see them on the often? If they are out of town, if they are out of reach, if they're on the job, if you are doing groceries and they're somewhere in a business meeting and you can't just go knocking on the door to distract them. That's what I thought it was for. Give them a silent text message. Hey, I picked up the bologna and bread. Be there at 9 o'clock, right? No, we will use it while this person is next door. This person is across the street and we want to talk to somebody that's in Afghanistan somewhere. I mean, because you know what? Because that flourishing cul-de-sac, that neighborhood is no longer a living, thriving neighborhood anymore. And now everybody's awkward when they speak to each other. Now it's, I don't trust you because you're going to hurt me. You're going to hurt my children. You're going to hurt my family. I don't know what you all up about. Now you're in this apartment, this area, cul-de-sac, this neighborhood, right? And you've been there for like 3 or 4 different years and nobody's talking to nobody. It'll be like this where you meet this person, right? And y'all finally bump into each other because they probably dropped one of their plastic lettuce on the ground or something like that. Oh, you help them pick them. Oh, what is this? You need to wash that off. Oh, who are you? Oh, I live over there across the street. Maybe, oh, I didn't know. What is your name? You've been here for how long? For 3 years? I never knew that you lived over there. Outrageous. Then they look at you still like you a stranger. But yet y'all been living so close to each other for so long and been walking past each other, never even seeing each other because y'all face in your life is on the computer because it is flipped on its head where just like the Matrix, right? You have all these bodies. Forgive me for saying, I say, because I actually stand by your knowledge. I know I got a habit of saying, The reason why I say is because I expect for you to know by now. I treat you like an adult when I'm speaking to you, contrary to how I might sound. So if I have a habit of saying, Morpheus, Morpheus, stop saying, If I say that, it's because I am expecting for you to already know. So I don't have to fill in the blanks. I'm not going to give you another long sentence or lecture on what I think you should know already. So I will say, you know, because I trust you. So just like the Matrix, you got all these bodies dangling and connected to a machine. And some of them are adult, apparently, because Neo was an adult. And they all actually just a few feet away from each other. Just like we are. A few inches, a few miles. Just across the street. Or just another town over. Or maybe just the other side of the highway. Or the other side of the city. And all you got to do is just drive for like 20 minutes and say, hello. Oh, nice. Oh, they invite me over for, what do you call that? Lemonade. Not get laid, lemonade. I prefer the second. But you never know. But yet we can't do that because just like the Matrix, we are right in front of each other, but we don't realize that we are in front of each other because we're too busy connected to what? Autonomy, to the computer, to things doing for us, the self-driving car issue, where life is on cruise control and you don't have to do nothing but stay connected to the computer and let the computer do everything, to be your taste buds, to be your visual, to be your nanny, to watch your children, to watch your house. Yes, they're watching your children too. That's why you put these old, what do you call that? Speakers in your baby's pen. You put in your baby's room or something like that. Or even maybe a little spy camera in there to make sure that the baby don't turn over on the stomach. I know all about that. Trust me, I love children. I know everything about it. I know everything about it. And it makes sense. You'll be like, well, I just want to make sure that I'm very cautious because if my baby's crying, I want to be able to hear it. I'm like, you can't hear your baby cry? Listen, I'm going to tell you this to your face. If you can't hear your baby cry, I'm immediately going to call CPS. Something is wrong with you. There has never been a time in my history ever, and especially parents, children that I've watched myself, newborn toddlers, that baby don't even belong to me. I can hear that baby cry if I'm downstairs washing my hands in front of the dishes. You want to know why? It's called connection. Because we are so connected to the machine, we're so connected to the Matrix, we have no idea that we're disconnecting our natural senses. We're so blindsidedly retards, where we got to depend on computers to do our own parenting for our babies. Do you understand how backwards that is? Do you understand? I can hear the baby sniffling if I'm downstairs playing Call of Duty and the radio is ramped up, or you call it the stereo, the Onyx on it. I can hear the baby in there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw the controller and I'm going to run in there. As a matter of fact, the door might be cracked open. How did we get so redundant and a days ago where we're so dependent on others? How are you going to use a computer to be your senses? Well, I got other things to do. I got to go downstairs. I got to vacuum the floor. I got to talk to some people. Well, that means you are out of place with yourself, and your priorities is with that child, not with whatever you think is more important than that child. Then don't have it. Listen, don't have your child if you can't be attentive to it. If you can't understand that you have to have, especially a mom. Wait a minute. Let me calm down because I'm going from 1 to 3. I can do it real fast. I got to calm myself down. I've been getting ramped up lately because stupidity is on the rise. The more year to year, there's always some type of mindless behavior and dumb stuff that we're doing, and it does nothing but wrap me up. So I got to calm down. I can go 1 to 10 real quickly. So while I'm talking to you, I'm actually counting to 10. Especially a mother. You should have a metaphysical and an internal instinct to your child where you know if that baby is asleep or awake or going through something. Years ago, mothers had an ability to know something was wrong with their child while they was at school. And they'll call the child up or the teacher and say, hey, is Jonathan okay? And the teacher would be like, oh, he just threw up like 2 minutes ago, Mrs. Jonathan. How did you know? Oh, I had a feeling that something was wrong with him. Again, what is that called? Connection. You know, there should be a funny feeling in your gut where you don't even have to be there where your child is. You're at the store somewhere, even the father. You know, you at the store somewhere, you know, getting some bread or something like that, and you pulling food off the shelf. You know, you getting ready to go over there where the golf clubs are, check out some hats or some shoes or something like that. And you should be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, something don't seem right. You know, something don't feel right. Let me call my daughter up, who's 21 years old. Listen, who's 21. Let me call my daughter up and see if she's okay. See if she's okay. She's doing her college studies right now. I don't want to be a burden to her. I just feel like I need to talk to her. I need to call her up. Then you pick up the phone. Chanel. Oh, hi, Daddy. Oh, I just thought I'd call you to see if are you okay? I just wanted to check up on you and make sure everything's doing all right. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm really not. My stomach hurt, and I've been going through something for the past few. You know, you can tell your dad. You can tell your dad. You can tell me. It's okay. Dad, I think finally, I think Michael knocked me up. Don't tell him, and I'm sorry. I think I wanted to tell you face to face, but I think he knocked me up. I was throwing up this morning. Like, wow. You know what he's going to say? Well, guess what, Chanel? Connection. But yet, here we are with our 6 senses, supposedly. Now we dwindling down from 4 senses to 2 senses. We can't use our eyeballs because we got cameras everywhere now. We can't use our head, our motor skills, our muscle skills to look back and forth. So we're losing our feelings now. We can't hear our own children because we got to put microphones, computers, and a speaker in our own bedroom or right next to the baby pen of our own blood related child that's supposed to be connected to us by our umbilical cord. So we ain't got no sense. We ain't got no sense at all. So we are a senseless being. Because why? Don't you understand? That's what Agent Smith wanted from the beginning. Because you sign up for it. You know, he'll say, oh, Mrs. Kapowski, this is actually going to make your life a whole lot easier. All I got to do is push the button and it would do everything for you. And it's cheap, like $17.99. It's going to help you out. You're, okay. Oh, what a steal. It's going to help me be lazier. It's going to cut time. It's going to make me be able not to be able to do anything. So you go buy the product and you keep buying more products. Next thing you know, all you got to do is sit there and let everything tell you what you should already know. That's called being dependent and connected to the matrix. Hello. I would actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. If I had a child that was 1 year old, 2 years old, and they in the baby pen, if I can't hear my baby cry, if I can't sense my baby, if I can close my eyes, okay, and metaphysically and spiritually know what's going on with my child, I know specifically I'm a failure, and I will literally slap myself in the face, literally. And I will be asking me, what's wrong with you, Morpheus? Then I'll be on my knees, praying to the universe for the first time, saying, I need questions. And you know what the universe is going to say? Connection. Check your connection. Go in the back, check your connections. We don't want to be, because we want to be disconnected from each other. We want to be disconnected from reality because we want our life to be so easy. And guess who's suffering at the end? People. Because you want to know why? We are what? Disconnected. Sorry, but there's been an error. The code is 111448888 and it is an error and connection is lost. Try again next time. I had a, y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all need to listen. I'm not being big headed. I'm the real deal. When it comes to the story of they should have been, maybe I should have been the actor. Because if you watch the movie, there wasn't a lot of smiles and it wasn't a lot of I'm joking with you. It was always my character walking in there with his hands behind his back in a straight face, looking at you. What makes you think real life is going to be any differently? I take it seriously. Because I'm all about advancement. Not investment, advancement. Or you can say investing in the future. When it comes to reality, the reason we just so passive, we're like peons. You know how you play in chess and you can push the king over and he'll just lose. You just push him over. I'll just go ahead and just lose the game because you have no more pieces to move, because we don't think several steps ahead. We don't think about what we move is going to affect something later on. And now you got to deal with it and you stuck because all the pawn pieces are pushed up there. You got the queen in your face and it's checkmate. And we're in a checkmate lifestyle. Because now we feel like, I don't know. And then the kids will say, I don't know what y'all did in the past days. I can't believe y'all used to live without the internet. I can't believe y'all used to live without these dumb phones. I can't believe you never had a push button car. I can't believe you never had autonomy, which is going to be like, 10, 12 years from now or sooner than that, where you're driving, reading a Steven Spielberg book. I doubt that. Y'all don't read anyway. No, probably reading a magazine more than anything. No, I take that back. No, that you won't even. Now, y'all reading a Facebook page on your dumb phone, probably holographically from your fingers or your hands, knowing you. You put a chip underneath your skin, and all you need to do is just look at the screen that's being projected from your skin. That's going to be the future. While this car is driving for you, and while your teenager is going back and forth to college, you're gonna be having a conversation with her. You know what she's gonna say? She's going to say something like, I don't know how y'all was able to live without this technology. How was y'all able to survive in the 2020s without this? You see how that worked? Check this out. Do you realize that back in the 1940s and back in the 1950s, they were living quite well? They may have struggled. There was a lot of manual labor and analog. We know it wasn't paradise. But check this out. Us here in the 2020s, let's say that we go back in time, right? You know what? Some of us wouldn't survive. And a lot of us, you know what we'll say? I don't know how they survived without what we have in the 2020s. How did they survive? Y'all be like the aliens. Four of y'all, go back in the 1920s. Let's go back further. Y'all go back in 1920s with just nothing but the 1920s tools and technology. Y'all, all four of y'all be standing there looking at each other like, what are we supposed to do? Like, what am I going to do with this? How did they survive? What happened? Like, what? Really? Push button, nothing. Like, what? Like, what? What? How are we going to speak? How are we going to communicate with each other? How are we supposed to live? Oh, I don't know. But here, oh my God, Billy. Well, Sarah, I guess we got to figure out what we're going to do here. You lose your mind. But you know what? They survive. So what makes you think here in this generation that is no different? It's going to be the same thing 10 years from now, where that same teenager or whoever that you create the next failing future for, they're going to say, how did they survive in the 2020s without our new technology? But yet you're thinking, oh, this is the today. I have to bleep that out. So we're so far into it. What did I say? Disconnected. And we don't even know it. There was a movie called, And there was this movie. In this movie, this guy was dead and he didn't know he was. He didn't know it. He was standing there and everybody was walking around and they didn't even see him. Some people they didn't walk through him yet. That was the reality of it. But everybody's walking around them and just talking, doing their own thing. And he would try to say something to him, but he thought they just was ignoring him. They couldn't hear him. Right? But he was standing there. He was touching the ground. He was able to pick up stuff. They just didn't see him. So he was walking home. He said, I can't believe this stuff. What's going on here? This is weird. Nobody talking. Even the teacher was looking past me. Was she trying to ignore me? What was going on here? The reality came into fruition. The next day, after him waking up, one of his girls that he had a crush on actually walked straight through him. That's when the reality hit home. And he said, oh my God, I'm actually, don't tell me I'm dead. Yeah, that's what we are now. Life passes us by just like that. All the value and virtue of the future. I'm going to depend on computers for everything. Guess what? I'm going to have this key fob in my pocket. All I need to do is stand right in front of this plastic deficient car and the door is going to open for me. And you know what nature's going to do? Let me tell you what nature do. I told you nature's God. Nature is the boss. Nature's going to do this. Oh, so, okay. All right, Darius, Mr. Darius, when I brought you into existence, I gave you arms and a leg, and I gave that to you to use, correct? And you've been using it ever since you was a toddler to pick yourself up, to crawl on the floor. Actually, you used your arm to keep yourself steady on the wall. I know, I made that for you. And now all of a sudden you don't want to use it? I tell you what. Now you want to replace what I gave you naturally for a computer. You can't reach your skinny, frail arm over there and open up the door because you're too good for it, right? Oh, no. You too good for it. Okay, so I tell you what. Then I will take it away slowly but surely. I will take away your ability to use what I have gave you slowly but surely. I will make you decrepit slowly but surely. Since you don't want to use it, you're going to lose it. And you're going to lose your mental connection and your memory of being able to utilize it even further. Now, here's your Shangri-La, and I'm going to slam it right there on your table. With that, it's just not your arms and your legs. There's a thing called instincts. There's a thing called physical value. And there's a thing called honoring nature, or in some of y'all perceptions, honoring God. That's right. One day out of a time, we are actually losing our internal value, and we are losing the connection with each other. One day at a time, we are forgetting what's most important in existence, which is people, which is life, which is virtue, which is doing the right thing. So this also has the ability to debunk those who are thinking that it's the end of the end of days, or it's revelations, or the devil is rising and the coming of God, and these interesting jargons, right? This that we are living in today is actually a condition that has been created years ago by depending on your disconnected, computered lifestyle. It's not a revelation of, oh, this is what's going to happen because the Bible said. No, it's happening because we participated in it. It's happening because we made it happen. A computer is made. Your dumb phone is made. An autonomous car is made. See, I get it if it's a electric car. I can get that. Even as a smart guy myself, I can get the economy. trying to bring down the emissions, right? The blah, 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 blah stuff. I can get that. Decrease oil spills, gas spills, but it's still going to cost you. Trust me, it's still going to cost. There's going to be sacrifice somewhere. Read my book and I will tell you what it is. I got the Easter egg. I know it's going to happen. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can have fun with your electricity. Okay. It's going to have fun with you. Check out my book and you're going to have heads up. Just like I told that woman in the other audio, I think in chapter 8, about what happened when her husband was cheating on her. Guess what? I'm telling you, it's in there. So therefore, when it happens, you'll be like, yeah, I knew it was going to happen, but y'all still do it anyway. Y'all still do it anyway. You still do it and y'all just have to deal with it. Forget about it. You want fatalities? Go ahead. There's no stopping the train because we've known that for years. There's been people warning the Westernized civilization years ago what not to do. There's been warnings, there have been spokespeople, there's been lecturers, there's been leaders who said, don't do it. But guess what? I'm going to do it anyway because Agent Smith made it seem very lucrative and I'm making money from it. I made an organization from it. I'm building from it and I'm doing quite well. Yeah, until nature comes and asks you for the bill. Nature is going to put the bill in your favor on your table. And you're not going to be able to pay it. As a matter of fact, you'll have no choice but to pay it. Nobody else but you. Keep on playing with nature. It's going to give you the bill. It's going to slap it right there on your table and it's pay up time. And you know how nature will make you pay? A price that you cannot refuse. You don't have no choice to refuse and you're not going to be able to refuse. I told you nature's God and it's going to slam you down. Go ahead. Don't listen. Keep on going down your path as y'all usually do. Go ahead and live your technology lifestyle. Push button this, computer that, camera over here. I don't want to use my own faculties lifestyle. Go ahead. Don't listen to Morpheus. Don't listen to nature. Keep on enjoying your lazy lifestyle. Guess what? That bill is going to come and you're not going to be able to pay it. That is going to come and the price you're going to have to pay. I'm not able to say on YouTube. I'm not able to. You already know. You are an adult. And I'm going to say, like I always say, you know. You know? You will know. Keep on. I had a buddy who had a big black diesel. And he started a new job. Actually, it wasn't a new job. He was just doing side contracts and everything. And I'm still that way now. And it's a little secret I'm going to tell you about. And it's fine. I can tell you about this. He was to deliver seeds and heavy items and bulk products to farmers with his truck. And he said, I need you to come with me because I might need your help on a couple of these trips. I'm thinking, okay, it's his personal truck. This is a good experience to jump up in this huge 18-wheeler. It might be fun. I'll just sit on the passenger seat or enjoy whatever amenities you have in the sleeper back there, right? And it wasn't a long trip because I had things to do. It was just like a round trip there and back. So it's not like we was going across town and over the road places. No, it's just a short trip around the countryside. And I seen what he was talking about. In the back, there was several containers of heavy seeds and product. Like, oh, wow. No, I see. Oh, wow. And he had to pull them off by hand. He had a pallet jack. And he knew I like working out. I like challenges. I was the type of boy, and still am today, where if a farmer or a dad tell me, son, you see all that logs, you see those logs over there? I'm going to give you this axe. Go cut them down. I'm willing to do it because you know why? Because it makes me better. It makes me the man that I am. It makes me feel and know who I am. It puts muscles on my shoulders. It makes me satisfied and gratified of life. the exertion, the sweat, the challenge. If I can't do it no more, I'm going to push myself further. And as soon as I get tired, I'm going to keep on going. And when I'm done and all the wood is chopped, I'm going to be gratified, pat myself on the back. Yes, I did it. Ready for the next challenge. You can't do that to a lot of, you cannot do that to a lot of the new generations now who's born up with a soft, moist lifestyle. The moment you give them an axe and say, go over there and cut the tree. I can't do that. Okay, go pull that twig out of the tree. It's very thin. You can break it. I can't do that. I want to put my face in my eye dumb phone. I don't got time to do that. Why don't you cut it down with the, why don't you use the machine to, here we go. Why don't you order somebody to, why don't you go get a contractor to? Lazy, uninspired, and non-confident. No future vision. Because we made it available for them. We made it available for them. We got everything automatic, machine here, machine there, right? So of course, what's going to happen? I'm just going to get this machine and let the machine do for me while I'm getting lazy. Here I am. I got to go to the gym. Listen, got a membership to a gym, right? But yet your gym is right there in the forest. It's right there. You cutting that wood down is your gym. Your sweat, move your triceps, your biceps, your abs, you swinging, drink you some Gatorade or something on the side and get back at it. By the time you're done, you might be aching, but you just got you a very natural, good workout. But yet that same individual that was born yesterday got to have a gym membership. We are amazing species today, and it's laughable. If the old people from the 1940s and 1930s was here, you know what? They'll say, this is hell. This is not the civilization that I thought it would ever used to be. Getting back to the story. So I enjoyed it. He needed to use it was a manual hand jack. And of course they'd go in the back of the truck to pull it off with their forklift. But we had to push it to the end, to the nose end of the trailer. I enjoyed it. I got to the point where I told him, no, I got it. Let me do the rest of this. I got it. A whole roll of them, too. I think the pile's like, I ain't going to tell you how much it weighs because you think I'm going to be trying to bolster myself and have a big head. I'm just going to say it's heavy. I'm going to be modest. It was heavy, right? And I enjoyed it where I had to put my legs and my back into it, and I enjoyed it. The legs were sore, and I'm thinking, dang, results here. I like it. I don't like the pain, but I like it. And so I go home the next day and I'm just showering. Well, that day, showered up, cleaned up. And I was like, wow, this was great. Good experience. He's like, boy, you really, you hit that. You took care of that. I'll make a farm boy out of you yet. You took care of that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Morpheus, you just pretty much awesome. I like that. I'll let you know when I need your help again. Then he come back in town again a couple of months later. Same thing. I'm enjoying it now because I'm getting better in the gym, getting stronger, pumping iron. I don't care. Give it to me. Throw it on me. I don't even want to know how much it weighs. Just let me know. If it's heavy, I'll do it. I don't care. Don't even tell me. No, you're doing this. I don't care. Just put it down there. Let me do it. Get away. Get away from me. Move away. Let me do my thing. Right? And so this goes on for at least 2 or 3 different times. And I'm looking forward to it now. Now I'm getting my protein shakes. I don't work out for about 2 or 3 days to let my body rest because I know I'm getting ready to get at it naturally. I'm enjoying myself now. Now I'm thinking to myself, I'm getting stronger. I'm getting better. And I'm able to now really pull these things from the far end of the trailer all the way to the nose. And I'm noticing that I'm getting bulkier now. I'm telling you some of my secrets why I'm the way I am today. Because I took it seriously where I knew that was a healthier route as well to go, like Rocky Balboa running up the stairs with a log on his shoulders. Natural. That's just what I am. That's what I do. And so it started getting easier where now I can just grab it and pull it, drag it right on up there without even putting so much of a back effort or bend my, I just grab it. Okay, like, dang, you know how much that is? I don't care. I'm glad I can do it easier. It lets me know I'm progressing. So the day comes and we go out there again. And he opens up the back doors, right? and he had an electric jack. You put the electric jack under it, you push the button, and it'll lift this hard. It wasn't pallets, it was crates. It will lift the crate up, and you know, all I have to do is push a button and pull it to the nose, turn it around. And I said, what is this? He said, well, listen. He said, well, the warehouse that I got the product from, there was a lot of drivers who complained that they had to use a manual jack. So the supervisors, or you could say the CEO, decided to actually order some electric jacks now. And so now I have an electric jack. So instead of you grabbing the pallet and pulling up to the nose end, now we got to have this electric jack. I was disappointed. Now, listen, here I am, natural, forthgoing, a man, the man of men, right? I'm thinking, I don't have no problem with this. I can do this. It's going to help me. It's going to make me better. It's going to give me the energy I need. I got a full day's workout and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I like this. Now it's ruined because of other pacified, soft hand, older men who lost their man card a long time ago, need a handicap. I told him, I said, this is the last day I will ever ride with you. Why? No. Why? Why is this the last day? I can't do it. No, you don't need my help anymore. Use your electric jack and you pull the stuff off by yourself. This isn't doing nothing for me. I came here for a challenge. I came here to be a man. I came here to challenge myself, to be better, to work out. Here I am. I already just got through drinking almost half a jug of protein and somebody says steroids. No, not steroids. No, just protein and healthy food, right? And teas and vegetables. Now, I never mess with that stuff. No, but my stomach was full. And I'm upset. I'm upset because I'm full now. I'm ready to go. My muscles was quivering like I'm ready for another challenge. Come at me another way. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to get you now. I'm going to get you this time, legs. I'm going to get you now, arms. Oh, you used to me pulling this. I'm going to pull it a different way. I'm going to do it one arm, see what you do. Challenging myself. And here I am going back there and it's electric. I'm like, dude, are you a man? Are you a little child? Are y'all turning into children? Well, you know, that's just what they put out there. I said I didn't want it, but, you know, the supervisor said, you know, you got to go ahead and take this electric jack with you because, you know, everybody else was complaining about it. I'm thinking so because every other childlike man who grew up yesterday didn't want to be a man. Now every other man have to suffer because they want to be pacified. No deal. As I'm done. I'm going home. This is going to be the last day. I'm not going to be living in your plastic machine world. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to find some other challenge. Y'all can go ahead and be sensitive and soft. There's no softness over here. Going home. That was the end of it. That turned me, and that's a story that I never told y'all about before. And now you know. Now you get a little bit more glimpse. Maybe now you understand how serious it is. Maybe now you'll see maybe there is a little effect somewhere when you cheat yourself. You're cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself. When I used to cut grass, I used the walking lawnmower. And it might have been an acre, right? Just a very decent size front yard and a backyard. I got a front yard and a backyard, and I use automatic, not automatic, I use manual everything. For my backyard, I use do y'all know about the lawnmower that has no motor in it? It got the spinning cutters. I use that for the backyard. The front yard, I use the walking lawnmower where I have to walk and pull this lawnmower front ways and backwards with my own bare legs. Right? There is no way you're going to get me to sit down on some John Deere sitting lawnmower to cut my front in my backyard. I seen somebody do that the other day, and I can understand if you're elderly. Yeah, well, that's an exception to the rule. You're elderly. You can't walk no more like you used to. You used to sitting down anyway, and some of them are so lackluster and haven't been working out and just lived a very lackadaisical lifestyle. So they're used to sitting down. So, oh, it's just too much work. Let me sit down. And now they're suffering the consequences of not taking care of themselves for the years in the past. I told you about that in one of my audios. It's not because you got old. It's because you accepted to get old. It's because you are dealing with the results of neglect. Sometimes we are dealing with the result of our neglect when we are older. When we get older, we have to suffer because we neglected ourselves. Did I put that in there right for you? Did I make it right so you can comprehend what I just said? So it's to the point where now I just want to sit down on this John Deere tractor, and this yard is no bigger than, listen, it's no bigger than your front room or your bathroom. The front yard, as soon as you take like 3 steps, you're already on the other end of the front yard, but yet you need to sit down on a driving John Deere tractor. And you expect for me to be, no, you expect for me to be a part of that? Absolutely not. You're not talking to a little boy. You're hearing from a man. I don't play that game. I don't play that game. I would not be sitting down on that. I will walk manually and I will use my hands the way that it has naturally been done for years. Why do I need to sit down and be lazy to cut grass? Men used to just cut. Men never used to complain about stuff like that. We'll go outside. Guess what? You know what some men would do? They'd go inside. They'd pour them a cup of vodka, right? Put some earphones in, put on their dirty shoes and their rickety, what do you call that? Wife beater shirt with the white stuff on. I'm going to go outside and hit this. They'll go out there and sweat it up and enjoy, being buzzed while they're underneath the sun or whatever else and cut the grass and come back in and feel like they did something. And most times it wasn't because they was trying to get away from the wife. It was because it was a dutiful task and there was some benefit to it. Didn't have to go to the gym. Did not have to go and get some type of blue pill, because what happened is when you are physically active in your testosterone, when you are physically active with your manhood, with your ability, with your libido, what happens is you start letting your chemicals flow naturally, especially when you understand yourself. You'll start being the best man that you can be, and you'll start building up the natural resources to stabilize your testosterone levels and your stability. Your stamina. That's the word I was looking for. Your stamina as a man. Your libido will stabilize. When you do not use those faculties, when you want to have a plush lifestyle, sit down, do nothing type of guy, everything is push button. I'm going to sit on the John Deere tractor. You lose. This is another condition how and why you'll walk down the street and you'll see this guy where his belly would greet you before he greets you. The belly saying, hello. And you looking at it like, dude, what's that? Are you pregnant? Sir, I don't mean to disrespect you, but don't be offended when I ask you this, but are you married? I'm not married. Do you have a baby's mother somewhere who impregnated you and left? I just want to be nice here, but are you pregnant? What are you trying to say? And then you know what guys will say? Oh, that's just my powder keg down there. It's my 6-pack. You know what's really even bad? You got people who make fun of people with 6-packs like myself and others. I got a 6-pack, right? That I don't have to do anything. You can see it through the shirt, right? Guess what some dudes would do to make a joke? This is definitely for the guys who was born yesterday, fresh out of college, right? Frat boys. Oh, this is so cool. They will take a snapshot on Instagram or Facebook. Y'all know these. I ain't gonna go there. Y'all know these dudes, right? What they would do is they will draw a 6-pack on their stomach. They will draw the lines of a 6-pack and think it's funny. Look at me. I got a 6-pack. What a joke. How did it become a joke to have a 6-pack? or a joke that you don't have a six pack and you got to draw it on there with some black ink. How ridiculous are we today in the 2020s? And we accept it. You know, we'll look at it and be like, oh, it's so funny. How? You should be looking at him like, dude, why do you not have a six pack? Are you lazy? Are you not a man? Why you got to draw it on yourself? I feel sorry for every girl that comes into your life. Dude, go get a six pack. You're gonna get you're gonna get a Chevy Cavalier and put on a Porsche badge on there. Dude, just go get it. It's not funny driving with a generic car. Are you a generic dude? You a generic guy? Is everything about you fake? I don't find it funny. But you know what? We do. And guess what we do? We give it a like. Who are these people liking this dumb stuff? It's not even comedy. It's not comedy at all. So the punchline to this is that we are overdoing it where it's not doing us no good because we go above and beyond. The elderly may need a little assistance. That's just like another audio I created where you got this stair that goes upstairs, right? It swirls up and you got to have this sit down seat for the elderly who can't take care of themselves, which I consider that. But would it make sense if you put that in your house? Everybody in your house is teenagers and you're at a decent age, 35, 40 or something like that. You can walk up the stairs. Why would you sit on that chair that belongs to grandma to rear yourself up the stairs when you can walk and hold the banister to get there? You know what? That's what we're doing. That's what our lifestyle is like. So therefore, when you go into the neighborhood, it's not like it used to be. Now we can't even stand each other for a good hour or hour and a half. Oh, I got something else to do. Like put our face in front of a computer. I got to go do something else, like go chat on social media instead of chatting with a physical real life person in front of you that you can actually see, not somebody who's ashamed of showing you the rest of their body because they got to only show you the head to their shoulders. Because they know that they know that they need to be deceptive in order for you to accept them. And you know what we'll say? Oh, we're so technically advanced today. Well, you know what the fact is? You are. That's the only place where you are advanced in technology. That's it. Not in common sense, not in human superiority, not in knowing how to value each other, not in knowing how to be organic, and not in knowing how to be natural. Because if it was, none of this would have been overbearing. None of these things would have been created because it will be useless. Do you realize if there was 5 men like me who was in that truck, right? Where I was talking about pulling those heavy crates, and they never said anything about the jacks that they had. They were satisfied, right? They were pulling off the truck. I can do it. And they got it, right? Like a man. You know, they tucked in their chin and took off their pink dress and they start donning their pants like they're supposed to. You know what? Guess what? They would have never ordered the electric jacks. So if there's an autonomous cars for automaton people, that's a good way of putting it. An autonomous car for automaton people. If there was never a automaton people who would purchase it or found to be fascinating, it wouldn't be created. It wouldn't be made. So I can understand if it's electric because it's economy, help the environment, which is considerable. But now to make it drive itself, now that tells me exactly what it's all about. Electric, I can understand. That right there is that can be bypassed, even though I won't buy it. I don't want your junk. Keep me in a gasoline automobile. Not interested in your stuff, right? But I can still understand for those who will do that to help out the environment. But now to make it drive on its own, that told on itself. That's like Waldo saying, here I am. I want you to be disconnected. Disconnect with your own instincts in yourself. While you sitting there twirling your thumbs and this car's driving you, guess where it's going to drive you to? exactly where Agent Smith wants it to go. And it's definitely not going to be the land of paradise. And it's not going to be for eternal life. And it's not going to be for your advanced species type. Because we're not an advanced species type. We are de-evolved species type. Because everything is doing for us. You don't understand how upset I was when I saw that electric pallet jack. I said, you just took my joy away. You just took my ability to be a better man away from me by putting this machine in front of me. I don't want your junk. I can do it with my bare hands. I can do it. I don't need no computer thinking for me. I can think for myself. I expect that you have got a thorough memo on this Academy of Wildman. There is going to be more for you. And there is going to be more in our development as a natural species. That is, those who are willing to learn in this academy. I gave you examples. I even spoken that way on purpose for young men or boys who have lost their man card. If you need to use how I talk as an example, do so. If you need to understand what it means to have principles and boundaries, even if you lose while you are winning. That's what I'm saying. Lose while you are winning. So what? Everybody else is getting the job done faster. So what? Oh, this is helping my business. This is helping my organization. Oh my God. All I gotta do is I can just push a button and everything is fine. Let them flourish. It may take me a little bit longer. Guess what? It may take me, it may be a little bit more extraneous, right? But guess what? I will get it done and I will be healthier for it. You will be de-evolved and weaker for it. Nature is going to be proud of me. Nature is going to bless me with my ability to increase my instincts. It's going to increase my testosterone. It's going to help me with my libido and my stamina. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to be healthier. My eyes are going to be sharper and my hair is going to be even more black, not bald and white. And I'm going to keep going forward while you are suffering and weak, frail, and all you can do is push a button to assist your neglected self. Take your pick. You don't have no meeting. There's no between. Things need to be done in moderation. Chinese leaders have been telling you this for a long time. I'm talking about ancient wise men and the Chinese proverbs. Wise men from the old days have been telling us this before they disappeared from the face of the planet and out of our virtue box and in our minds. They said moderation in all things. Do you not understand? Do it when you have to and because you can't. But when you can, when you have the ability to focus and function on your own with the nature that God have given you, then you do so. When you decide not to because you just don't want to, guess what? Nature isn't going to want to bless you, and the future is not for you. You in the future is a transhumanist. That's the direction of humanity today. If you want to go there all by yourself. Morpheus don't have time for it. Morpheus's shelter and protection is here in the wisdom and knowledge of this Academy of Wildman. You want to be a practice puppet? Do it somewhere else, because you're going to be there eventually. You keep playing around with plastic and electronic stuff to think for you.